Welcome all you ohmies and climates out there, giving you an update on the Rebase market. It's macro crypto for Olympus DAO and Klima DAO. As you can tell, I'm in my truck today because I'm working in the office, but we're out here grinding, trying to give content. So if you do enjoy the hustle, come on, give us a like, subscribe, head over to that Twitter page at Macro Crypto Club and go ahead, give us a follow. Like always, link will be down in the description, and it has to always be said, none of this information is financial advice. We're here for pure entertainment purposes only. Come on, guys. You know this by now. We're just trying to do the research, set you up so that way you can make the best decision for yourself and your portfolio. Now, also giving you a little update on these videos for the Rebase token market. You can expect it bi-weekly just moving forward. That will allow me to get more content within a 2-week time frame. And everything I gather, new happenings, both within Olympus and Klima, will be projected within these videos, and that way you can get a little bit of an update, and hopefully the market turns around, because if you do not already know, which I'm sure you do, we are in definitely a 4-month complete downtrend, a cycle that none of us enjoy seeing, but where is the bottom, right? The bottom keeps dropping lower, but if you're either here for a long time, not just the good times like I am with these protocols, I still think that they're trying to build something super special. And that's why we've always talked about with the dropping APY before with these two protocols. It's huge because it increases the runway. It allows them to build these projects out to be more robust for the future. But even if you're here for the short term, and we all want to see their price go up, the key is understanding that the market needs a flip for that to happen. The market's been in a downtrend that same time period. It's just the Rebase token's been hit the hardest. A lot of capital's been leaving the market. So if Bitcoin and ETH can get the cycle going again, or get a little boost of capital flow into the crypto market, that's just only going to help Ohm and Klima at the end of the day. But let's go ahead, get off our soapbox. Everything's going to be okay. Just have patience. Have patience. Olympus DAO check-in current price is just under $31. The backing per ohm is at $34.15, while the total liquid amount is $24.57. The liquid amount doesn't take an effect with a few different things, but mainly it's the liquidity that's provided with ohm that's taken away from that. So I think they kind of did this to showcase that the ohm price is not under the back per ohm, which it is, but I just feel like, so because everyone's starting to worry, obviously the ohm price dropping below the ohm, which we thought, or I personally didn't think that was going to happen, but they have a lot more money in their treasury than what the current ohm price is. So does that create more bullishness? Short-term wise, no one can really tell you, and I definitely can't. But we're still believers in this project. Definitely for the long term, they're trying to build a reserve currency, and it's just trying to build use cases for Ohm is the most important aspect, in my opinion. That's going to create utility for Ohm or G-Ohm or staked Ohm, whatever the case is. That utility is what's going to drive the price up and only up, which we all obviously want. But as we always want to update, current index is almost at 100 right now. So if you've been here since October, or technically May, but I've jumped into Ohm around October. And then G-Ohm current price is just under 3,000. Just always remember that Ohm price times current index gives you your G-Ohm price. Creating utility for G-Ohm, and that's that governance. You can use that for voting purposes for the protocol itself. Do want to introduce some things that Ohm has currently going on with their protocol. That's introducing inverse bonds. Why I think this is very important. You think about the different types of Ohmies out there are stakers, which I think majority of us are, where you end up buying Ohm, staking Ohm, and then you could even convert that into G-Ohm and then use that governance token for however you wish. And then there's others, the more sophisticated individuals using bonds, or the ones with a little more capital, go and get themselves some Ohm through bonding and getting a little bit of a decrease in or I guess a sale, I should say. But at the end of the day, those are the two different types of OMIs. We got inverse bonds now. With the inverse bonds, it allows for basically to buy back OM instead of just money leaving the market. And that way the price of OM can be controlled a little bit more through the inverse bonds. So we'll see if that plays out to what the expectations are, but I think it's really good for the protocol as a whole. Reason why we got a nice big picture of a safe here is just to let you know this is about vaults, okay? What's possibly in the works and which could be a strong indication for more bullish action for the protocol is creating different types of vaults. I don't think this will be built entirely on OM potentially, but it might, maybe not, where you might be able to lock your OM for 3 years or 2 or 1 to 2 or a short period, or not locking your OM, and you can make those decisions and you'll get more of the liquidity pool for locking your OM for longer periods of time. Now, of course, that's going to incentivize OM to stay within people's wallets instead of exiting. So if you lock your OM for 3 years, you'll be getting more of the rewards, and that could be as high as 80% of them. So it's going to really incentivize a long-term lock, which obviously, like I just said, is only going to create better price action and not such a massive, pump and dumps. But creating utility at the end of the day is one of the main factors for this protocol. And I think for those that don't end up utilizing a vault, there might be certain things that allow like perpetual markets, like using futures. So one of the ideas is to allow OMIs or individuals who have OM use that staked OM or OM to bet on futures of Bitcoin and Ethereum, short and longs. And that's just going to increase, utility for OM. So we do want that as individuals and stakeholders for Olympus DAO. Now that's still not in play, but that's in the works potentially. So we'll see how that comes out. In this video, we're just going for Olympus, at least, is going over all the different use cases because that's what's going to drive up price. Remember, stop thinking APY, bootstrapping just because there's high APY. No, okay? We want use cases. That should be our focus here each and every day for Olympus, is how does OM increase its value? It's through use. Now, another use case is going to be driving the market with Olympus Odyssey, and that's going to be NFTs, being able to purchase NFTs or utilizing different NFTs through OM and through that marketplace. Huge if they can get this moving. Just my opinion. Obviously, we've all been around different things within Olympus regarding or I should say NFTs is massive. So just the idea that OM can be used to purchase Olympus is just a very bullish signal, in my opinion. And sorry, I'm just distracted. There's a lot of people that I work with pointing at me and saying hello. So my eyes are just all over the place. My apologies. But checking out the Econ OMI. So this is something that I find just so fascinating, is that the growth that Olympus has had over time, while obviously the price action has not been in our favor, but the amount of that's in their vault through Ethereum, through likes of Avalanche, Polygon. I mean, Olympus Pro alone is bringing in, I think, almost $1 million in a day recently, if I stand corrected, but which is, come on, I mean, that's just, Olympus Pro doing its thing out there. Hope it keeps grinding and helping, that Kirby gobbling up all the assets and, one day increasing the value of OM for us OMIs out there, right? Now, that's enough for the OM. We're going to jump into Klima real quick. Klima DAO, some of the news that we got for Klima, they recently have locked up 17 million carbon tons. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Maybe one of you can throw that in the comment section so I can say it correctly moving forward. But that's a little bit more than Croatia currently does in an entire year. So they're just going to keep gobbling up that. I think the next point is for Sudan at 19 million. is our next one that we're trying to leapfrog. And something that just passed was KIP16, the use of P Klima to deepen the Klima USDC liquidity pools. Liquidity pools is huge for these Rebase tokens, so just understand that this was needed. This was widely accepted, and also kind of big indication here is it increases the runway. Remember, we've talked about this in previous videos. This is massive for us, even if it's just 24 or 26 days. We need a little extra runway to make sure that we can increase our chances of being successful for these two types of protocols. And Klima is no different than Olympus. Longer runway gives them to build out a more robust treasury at the end of the day, okay? And then also, inverse bonds will require Klima over a span of days at the market rates plus premium, while P Klima redemption will acquire Klima with a greater capital efficiency without delay. Okay, so we'll kind of come back why that's also more like why it's important to kind of how the USDC liquidity pool gets into play. Also wanted to touch on our friends over at Moss. Currently, I don't know where it went, but I just have the OpenSea account here. Moss is actually dropping some NFTs. You can buy a little bit of the Amazon rainforest, which is going to help their protocol. And if you don't understand, Moss is also in connection with Klima DAO. Okay, so supporting Moss is only going to support Klima at the end of the day. So if you have the funds to go check it out, 3,000 DAI on the Polygon network. As you well know, we're all on the Polygon network over here on Klima. You want to go check that out. I'll throw the link in the description. Also, some really dope news. Delta Wave has joined Klima Infinity. We've touched on Infinity before. It's basically a protocol for corporations. And what Delta Wave is reimagining the energy supply chain. And why they are so important, I think, to this protocol is because who they're building the future with. And as you can tell, Klima DAO, but also Circle. Circle is the creator of USDC in cooperation with Coinbase. So some big names being pushed around through Delta Wave. How this translate over to Klima and the price action, I think that's a long-term play still, but just building those connections and building individuals into the Infinity Klima is only good news for you and I, correct? So just wanted to throw that out there. They believe in the quest to achieve carbon neutrality in a single most pressing issue facing our energy industry today. So obviously very aligned with Klima. Real quickly, what Circle is, it's payments and treasury infrastructure for the internet. If you don't know, this is to raise global economic prosperity through the frictionless exchange of financial value, USDC. And if you've ever had an opportunity, Jeremy Allaire is the CEO and the founder of Circle. The connection with Coinbase, that's where the USDC token has been in such connection with Coinbase before, but it's actually through Circle, but they work in tandem. So it's just bullish news for Klima to have that type of connections in the pipeline. Where that takes us, only one could know, but hopefully, these markets can turn around so we can get a little more positive price action. I hate seeing the volatility that we're hitting right now, but the runways are looking strong. So if you're a long-term holder, hold out hope out there, everyone. I hope all you Klimates and or Climates, I should say, and Ohmies are having a wonderful day and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week as well. Until next time, peace, everybody.